Sermon 47. Commentary. The prophecy by Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam about the city of Kufa was given during his caliphate. As Amir al-Mu'mineen foresaw the coming tyranny and bloodshed that would befall the city after his martyrdom. Kufa had been the seat of his government, yet it had been plagued by tribal rivalries, war, weariness, and betrayal. After Imam Ali's martyrdom in 40 AH, the Umayyads under Muawiyah and later Yazid imposed harsh governors on Kufa and Iraq. The city suffered repeated calamities, massacres, oppression, and the rise of tyrannical rulers who, as the sermon states, scraped it like tanned leather, being stretched and beaten as if in the market of Ukaz. Imam Ali's words proved remarkably accurate. The tyrants who oppressed Kufa did meet tragic and humiliating ends, fulfilling the prophecy that Allah would inflict him with worry and fling him with a killer. Classical exegesis scholars such as Ibn Maytham al-Bahrani refer to the vivid imagery of Kufa being drawn like the tanned leather of Ukaz, portraying the city as stretched and beaten and scraped by excessive calamities, as a very powerful metaphor for the oppression and suffering it would endure under the Umayyad rule. If any tyrant intends evil for you, Allah will inflict him with worry and fling him with a killer, as Amir al-Mu'mineen states in the sermon, is a clear instance of the Imam's ilm al-ghayb, knowledge of the unseen. It is not a general curse, but a divine promise of retribution. Tyrants who target Kufa will face inner torment and eventual violent death. Imam al-Majlisi in his Buhar records numerous historical fulfillments of this prophecy, such as Zayd ibn Abhi, who was the governor under Muawiyah and who was struck with paralysis whilst attempting to vilify Imam Ali, and he died in agony. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad also was a governor who was the killer of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and who suffered leprosy and was killed brutally. Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi, who was infamous for massacring Kufans and the Shias, died after snakes reportedly appeared in his stomach, causing him excruciating pain. Other tyrants like Khalid ibn Abdullah al-Kasari, Umar ibn Hubayra, Musayb ibn al-Zubayr, and Yazid ibn al-Mahalab met violent and humiliating deaths. The sermon is cited as clear proof of Imam Ali's miraculous foreknowledge granted to him by the Almighty Allah. Modern philosophical and mystical scholars such as Allama Muhammad Hussain Tabatabai say that this sermon reveals the law of divine justice, adl, for oppression against the people of truth, especially those loyal to the Ahlul Bayt, will never go unpunished. Kufa's suffering under tyrants was a trial, but the tyrants themselves were ultimately destroyed in ways that matched their crimes. The imagery that Amir al-Mu'mineen depicts of tanned leather symbolizes humiliation and exploitation. The city and its people were stretched and beaten by successive waves of oppression, yet the oppressors met even worse fates. Shaheed Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei quotes this sermon. He describes it as a powerful reminder that no tyrant escapes Allah's retribution, even if they appear powerful for a time. Khamenei emphasizes the prophecy's fulfillment as evidence of the Imam's Imam's divinely granted knowledge and the certainty of divine justice, those who oppress the supporters of truth will eventually face inner torment, afflict him with worry, as Amir al-Mu'mineen states, and external destruction, fling him with a killer, as Amir al-Mu'mineen states in the sermon. In modern context, it applies to contemporary oppressors and tyrants, such as, some would argue, Donald Trump, who target Muslim communities or the path of the Ahlul Bayt. Their apparent power is temporary, and Allah will ultimately bring them to account, often through unexpected means. Ayatollah Khamenei also uses it to console believers during hardships. Just as Kufa suffered, but the tyrants were destroyed, patience and steadfastness in the face of oppression will be rewarded, while the oppressors will face divine justice. From this sermon, we learn some core takeaways, or doctrinal and spiritual takeaways. The first is that Allah's justice is certain. Tyrants who oppress the people of truth will eventually face inner torment and violent retribution. The second, Kufa's suffering under successive Umayyads and later rulers were foretold by Imam Ali as a trial, but the oppressors themselves met humiliating and painful ends exactly as prophesied. Thirdly, true power belongs to Allah. Apparent worldly strength is temporary. Divine decree ultimately prevails. The sermon ultimately consoles believers in times of hardship. Patience during oppression is rewarded, while the oppressor's apparent success is illusionary. And in the era of occultation, it strengthens hope in our Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, and his reappearance, for the ultimate fulfillment of divine justice, when all tyranny will be eradicated, will come through the reappearance of Imam Zamana.